Shannon, from what you saw yesterday, what percentage chance do the Cowboys have of beating the Eagles on Christmas Eve?
40. Because it is a division game. We saw the Commanders, who's not as talented, who's not as good a team as the Cowboys, go into Philly and beat them. So the Philly they're not unbeatable. But if you watched them yesterday, if you watch them from an offensive standpoint, Skip, they do everything better than the Cowboys. They protect the quarterback better. They run the football better. They throw it better. They catch it better. Now, I think Dallas' defense is a notch above, especially the front seven. Now, the back seven, it ain't even close. Philly's back seven, because they got two guys that's been all pros on the back end. Now, they're starting to come up with some injuries. Blankenship, I think, got hurt again. They're already playing with Gardner Johnson. They're already playing without him. So the injuries are starting to pile up, but they still got two exceptional corners out there playing. So when I look at it, Skip, and I understand what the analytics say, but the analytics are off on this. I don't know what they're seeing. Because if you watch what the Eagles did yesterday, Skip, that was a demolition. Skip, that was a demolition. We've seen the Cowboys play the Giants. They didn't look like this. They took them apart. Jalen Hurts, he's clear. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look at see who's debating, but it's hard for me to believe to see a scenario where he's not the betting favorite to win the MVP, Skip, because his last two games he's been exceptional. Yesterday again he was exceptional. Not only did he throw the ball well, he ran the ball well, and his team was on the road against a division opponent and went and dropped 48 on him. So he's mine. And you know what I think about Mahomes? I think Joe Burrow now is in third. That's not saying much, but that's where I believe he is. The MVP right now, if I had a vote, I would vote at Jalen Hurts. Skip, but I still believe, because the Cowboys at home, this is a division game, and they're like, man, we got no chance of winning the division if we don't win this game. So they know if they don't win the game against the Eagles, it's all bets are off. So I gave them a 40% chance, but I like the Eagles. The Eagles are, Skip. Anybody that says the Eagles aren't the best team in football either isn't watching football or don't know football. But they're head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFL right now. Now, I'm not saying, Skip, that's a foregone, lock it, book it. I'm not saying that. But as we speak, 13 games into the regular season, this is the best football team in the NFL.
I will give you all the points you just made, but I won't give you 40% because I'm going to 51% chance. 51% chance.
No, you're supposed to go 80, 90.
51.
You already booked it.
I'm booking it at 51%, but I loved what I saw from the Eagles because it scared the unholy hell out of me yesterday. And by the way, I was way ahead of you on Jalen Hurts. I've been saying for a month he's running away with MVP. You hung in with Mahomes for a while, but you cannot deny what this young man is doing. He's still a very young man.
Yeah.
He has changed life in Philadelphia. He changed the culture. As a leader and a playmaker and a winner, he is extraordinary. He is not the most gifted thrower ever, but listen.
But he's turned himself into a very good thrower of the ball, Skip.
He is a very, very effective thrower of the football, and now he's taking my breath away because he'll make some downfield throws where I say, that looks big-time good. That looks like that's Mahomes, Josh Allen good.
Well, I don't know what that safety was thinking when he threw the Devontae Smith up the rails.
Didn't see it. I don't know what he was thinking.
He got caught in between. I'm going to get an interception. Bruh, it's fourth down. They went for it on fourth down. So either collide with him or just knock it down, and you're going to get the ball way back there.
I do think the Giants are slowly but surely coming apart right before your very eyes.
Yes, the quarterback ain't that good.
He's not that good, and they hang in because he teases them with a little bit here and a little bit there, and he'll make a play here. He made a couple of plays yesterday where I said, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. But in the big picture,
he doesn't make enough of those, though.
You're not going anywhere with him. You're going to be mired in mediocrity with Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Okay, back to my team. So I'll be the first to admit, sometimes I'm an overly objective Dallas Cowboy fan, and I was troubled by some of the developments from yesterday.
Right.
Number one troubling to me was that's 2 games in a row. Micah Parsons has been MIA. But I don't know what he's doing.
But he's right where you want him to be. You say, hey, Dan Quinn, you outsmarted yourself. Don't move him around. Just line him up at the end of the line of scrimmage, and let's just play football.
I don't see the explosion. I don't see the passion. He looks disengaged to me. He looks dispirited to me because he always, when they show him on the sidelines, he's always got kind of a scowl on his face, like he's not having fun playing football.
And he'll learn. He's a young player, Skip. Michael, you're the best defensive player. They're just not going to continuously let you wreck shop.
No.
If you look at the other guys, Skip, they're living in the backfield. D-Law lives in the backfield. Zua, he was in the backfield. All these other guys in the backfield. No, Michael, we're not letting you do that.
But for a while, even double teams couldn't stop him. He would power through them. He would spin around them. He was a force of nature. He was so disruptive because, listen, we've put him in the pantheon of greats. We put him in, at least I have, in the same conversation with Lawrence Taylor or the guy I loved and covered the most, Charles Haley. Listen, they're tripled every snap. It's like, no.
Right.
And both of them, listen, Charles Haley used to get doubled like crazy.
Yeah.
And I would look around and he just gets a paw on the quarterback.
Yeah.
He disrupts.
Right.
Because that's what he did. And sometimes you do it with brute force, and sometimes you trick him with explosion off the edge.
But what we're doing then, Michael, is that we're running, okay, you come in here, we're going to run the screen to your side.
They're just running things at him.
Now chase that.
And now he gets frustrated.
Yeah, exactly.
His head's spinning like,
Yep.
That's not fair. Let me just rush the passer.
No.
Okay, it was the first game all year in which they recorded 0 sacks.
Right.
But Pep Hamilton had a great plan because it was all RPO based.
Right.
It was all option based. It was all quick stuff. It was a lot of screens, a lot of slants, and a lot of options directed at Micah. What are you going to do, Micah? You're going to take the ball carrier? You're going to take the quarterback? Who are you going to take?
Right.
You know, they're just running it right at Micah. He's going to have to learn to blow that up too.
Right.
You just have to accept it's not all just rushing the passer. You have other responsibilities if you're going to stand on the edge and play edge rusher.
Right.
What is Von Miller? Has Von Miller been taken advantage of like this for his whole career? I'm sure they've tried.
Yeah, well, of course. You've
Okay.
got to.
All right.
I'm going to neutralize. You want to rush the I got to slow you down.
Okay. So that's fear factor number one, because I've told you from day one, this team will go as far as he and this defensive unit carry this football team.
Right.
I just believe that with all my heart and soul. And I still think it's a very, very good defense
It is.
that rose up and showed its teeth when it most needed to on first and goal at the 4.
Skip, they're going to have to be. The Eagles open the game, 14 plays, 84 yards. They go 3 and out. They get the ball back. They go 12 plays, 91 yards. That's a tempo setter.
Okay.
They say, Giants, I don't know what you thought, but y'all must have forgot. This record is here for a reason. We're 11-1 for an absolute reason.
Yep.
And we're about to show you today why everybody says we're going to win this division, and we're the I don't know how. I still don't know how. I don't know who punching these numbers in where they say the Cowboys should be more of a favorite to win the Super Bowl than the Eagles.
It's on firepower. It's on, like the Cowboys have the biggest point differential in the fourth quarter. They're a plus 63. And I'm saying, well, I'm going to dilute that because they just had a 33-0 against Indianapolis.
But, Skip, if you look at what the Eagles do, they get you in the second quarter and they drop a bomb on you. They're scoring like they got almost 150, 160 points in the second quarter alone.
Okay. That brings me to CeeDee Lamb. I keep saying he has top 10 impact.
He was yesterday.
He didn't have top 10 impact. I don't know if it's his fault or Dak's fault or their fault is in their rapport and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
To me, do you have the stats? I got so many stats.
Yeah, I think he had 3 for like 30-something.
Okay.
You talking about CeeDee, right?
Yeah, CeeDee.
I think he had like 5 targets.
I'm losing my Cowboy stuff here. I don't know where it is. But the point is, he had very little impact on the football game, right?
Yes, he had 6 targets, 5 catches, 33 yards, along with
5 for 33, but I can't remember one of them.
I can't either.
Okay, that's a bad sign because he has to dominate the game, and you have to, Kellen Moore, feature him early enough. It's like the old Terrell Owens syndrome. You have to get the football in his hands. Remember against Indianapolis, they ran 2 reverses to him. Just let him touch it. Let him feel the leather.
Any number 1 receiver, you got to let him touch the ball early. Okay. That way you'll know you'll have him late.
All right, and that brings me to my biggest concern. My quarterback comes and goes. He's here today, he's gone tomorrow. He's here this series, and he's gone the next series. He yesterday missed more than he hit.
Right.
But when he started to hit, as we showed to start the show in the 98-yard drive, he was sensational, albeit against the Texans.
We're going to talk about this a little later.
Yep.
But you got 6 years. That's a large sample size.
It is. I agree.
Look at the Eagles. 31 passes, 31 rushes. They ran 31
Well,
for
it's because
253.
the quarterback's going to run it about 7 or 8 times himself, right?
But here's the thing. They don't skip, they don't go past, they don't get pass happy. They stay true to what they are. Sometimes I think the Cowboys forget who they are. You're best when Pollard and Zeke are running the ball and they get 30 rushes. They get 30 to 35 rushes between the two of them.
Which was the way the game opened yesterday. That was mostly Pollard and Zeke in the opening drive, right?
And then Dak throws 25, maybe 30 times. But when you start asking Dak to get into that 30, 40 range, you're asking for trouble. Because he's going to put the ball in harm's way, Skip.
Okay. So what happened when Cooper Rush went to Philadelphia on Sunday night and they were playing at a very high level? He threw 2 bad picks, but one wasn't really his fault. But the point was they hung in thanks to Mike and the defense, and they hung on, and all of a sudden they get into the fourth quarter and they're down only 20-17.
Right.
And in the next fateful drive, Jalen Hurts converts 3 straight third downs with his legs.
Right.
With his legs.
Right.
He just converts 3 straight. Well, that's too good. You know, like I can't beat that. But I still say on Christmas Eve, we will flex all of our star power and firepower. It will all come together because I still believe my team is looking ahead to that game.
Right.
And you say you can't. You've been on championship teams where you can't do it.
Right.
Because somebody in this league will just bite you in the behind when you're doing that. And they almost got bitten yesterday.
So it's going to be interesting. The Cowboys are going to try to run the ball because you feel teams have had success running the ball, and the special teams, the kick return. That's been a kind of bugaboo for the Eagles. We'll see if Turpin can finally pop one.
Yeah, he'll need to. They will need that.
You need field position. Even if he doesn't, he need to give you some field position. Skip, it's hard to continuously drive the football 75, 80 yards and get touchdowns.
It is.
You need a couple of short fields.
All right. So